Hey guys, it's Pam Guideboys from Pam Guideboys Yoga and Wellness, and it's pose analysis time again. So today's pose that we're going to analyze is Agnistambhasana, or fire log pose, sometimes called double pigeon. So I'm going to start with the bottom leg. So I've got dorsiflexion and eversion of this bottom foot, flexion at the knee, external rotation of the thigh bone, come to the pelvis. I've got anterior tilt, external rotation of the thigh bone, flexion at the knee, dorsiflexion, and eversion. So Agnistambhasana is a hard pose, and there's lots of reasons why it's hard. So we're going to focus on 3 of those areas that are a little bit challenging today to see if it can help to deepen your pose. So the first thing that we're looking at is the ankle in Agnistambhasana. Sometimes I will see this in the pose. In order to get the knee down, we compromise the ankle. So the foot is over inverted, which puts strain on the ligaments in the outer foot. And so the action that we're going to use here is the action of eversion. So press the heels down. Maybe you bend the knees and bring the hands to the thighs. This just makes for a little bit more support and a little bit greater mobility. So we'll press down through the big toe mounds so that the arch fires up. And then instead of rolling to the pinky side edge of the foot, as the big toe presses down, we're going to pull the pinky side edge up. So we're not going to collapse in. We're going to pull the pinky side edge up like we're trying to make it touch the outer knees and start to feel the firing up of the outer shin muscles. So that is eversion of the foot. So the next area that we're going to look at in Agnistambhasana is the popping up of that knee on the top leg. Where we're going to go with this is we're going to look at the positioning of the pelvis and see if we can change that a little bit with the help of muscle engagement and a prop. So bring the feet flat to the ground, bring the hands to the shins. So find your pubic bone, which is actually the front of your pelvis. So we're going to use that as a reference point in this pose. When the pubic bone moves up, the tail's going to draw down. When the pubic bone moves down, the tail's going to draw up because they're opposite sides of the pelvis. So bring the hands to the shins, and here we'll let the pubic bone draw up as we round through the spine, sits bones scoop underneath. And then to move here, we're going to move through the front of the pubic bone. So we'll press the pubic bone down between the legs as it scoops back, like we're trying to find our tail, and send the sits bones back. So pubic bone lifts back up, and then the pubic bone moves down, and we start to find a little back bend here. We're going to come to sit on the edge of a blanket. And I want you to imagine what it would be like to sit on the edge of a dock in the summertime if you're going to dive into a lake. So in order to dive into the lake from sitting, you have to let the upper body come forward. Otherwise, you're going to go in feet first. And we're trying to go in, dive, hands first. As you come to the front edge of your blanket, allow your pelvis to shift over the front of it. So what should start to happen is the pubic bone should go down, the sits bone should lift up in the back, and you might find that your weight shifts forward. So when we're looking at opening this pose further, one of the struggles is often the tension in the inner leg line, or the groin, the adductor muscles, internal rotators. And so what we're going to do is we're going to reposition the thigh bone just a little while we engage the external rotators. Whichever leg is going to be on top will come into the front. And we're going to take the bottom leg, we'll shift over to the top leg hip. We'll take the opposite hand, bring it to the inner leg line, the inner groin, and then we'll take the other hand and we'll come to the other side. And so we're going to move the thigh bone in an internally rotated position, like this, which is actually going to act to spread the sits bones wider. So then we'll plant that sits bone down. Now this thigh bone is rotated a little bit more, and now I have the ability, using my musculature, to open it through external rotation. We'll do the same thing on the other side, but first we're going to bring the foot up. So as we bring the foot up, we'll shift the weight over to that bottom side. You can grab, hold here, press down and in this way, spread the sits bone wider, and come back down. And then we'll find our way to the edge of our dock and let the roll off the front of the blanket lift us into anterior tilt. Drop the pubic bone down, and so the spine lifts a little bit more. So we have eversion through the foot. There's an action that we manually internally rotated the thigh bones, and at the same time we're using external rotation in the pose, and then anterior tilt. And so you might stay right here, you might fold. And if you have questions, please let me know. I would love to answer them. Have an awesome day.